Hello everyone, it's Venom Xenomorph and welcome back to another Springtrap DBD video. Today we're going to be talking about Springtrap's abilities and perks, the possible map that he's going to be in more detail, and the different survivors that could be paired against him when the DLC comes out. But I hope you guys really enjoy this. It took a little bit to make, so hopefully you guys enjoy this as much as the last video. So the first question I want to go over is what Springtrap's abilities may look like. And after a lot of thinking about all the other killers' abilities and how it would properly balance out, I think it's going to be a combination of two different killers that we already have. I feel like we are going to have a Michael Myers-ish stalking ability, which is very reminiscent of the original games, and a Legion kind of lash out in terms of like his actual ability when it kicks in. Kind of like Tier 3 Michael Myers, except with the speed and agility of Legion. And then at the end of it all, the hesitation, the like stun that comes at the end of the nurse's ability. So to give you a better description, when I was communicating with someone in the comments, it gave me the idea, and he had shared an idea of a combined ability. So it was obviously relevant that the original Five Nights at Freddy's games, Springtrap, just like all the other animatronics, stalked you from screen to screen, looking at the camera, walking past the camera, moving kind of slow. However, Springtrap has been known, like in the books, for example, to run, like be really fast. And I feel like we could combine those two aspects of the games and the books into one thing. Springtrap would be able to build up a stalking bar just like Michael Myers, and then be able to use it like the Legion with a faster momentum, a zero recovery time when he swings if he misses, that kind of stuff that is very similar to the Legion in that respect. But then at the end we all agreed that Springtrap is still part Bonnie. He is not just a man that's stuck in a mechanical suit. He is still part of that machine. And we came up with the idea that at the end of said ability, if he misses too many times or if he just wears it off, he glitches into the original animatronic mode, like music playing, happy-ish voice playing, giving presents or something, being a normal normal kind of Chuck E. Cheese robot. In that respect, that is a really good idea in my opinion. It would allow him to slow down and just be a more intimidating killer. With that lunge ability, it would be able to give him like a very threatening stance against survivors. And with the stalking ability, it just gives justice to the games of which Springtrap is from. Now, the next thing is the perks. Springtrap is man and machine combined. He is a hybrid and an abomination. So, a lot of the perks that were discussed mainly had to do with the machine aspect of him. I saw a comment previously that had mentioned pallet dropping. That Springtrap would be more resistant to pallet drops, and after so many pallet drops on him, he would be completely immune to the next one. Similar to, I think someone had mentioned Spirit Fury, the perk. And I really like that idea. I think it works. I just also feel like the amount of perks, like he said, based on the levels, it should be 3 pallets, 2 pallets, and 1 pallet. I feel like if it was just 1 pallet, it'd be way too overpowered. So I feel like the distance between the pallets in terms of making him OP like that is necessary. As for what is going to happen with like the map, there are only 2 options, or 3 options actually. There is the original Fazbear's location, which is from the first game, the original restaurant. And a lot of people were saying that the restaurant locations would still be kind of small. I completely understand and completely agree. That's why parking lots are necessary. That's why safe rooms and everything that makes the restaurant big are necessary. In the books, a abandoned mall was kind of built around the original restaurant, so that could be an interesting thing to play on if we were following some of the aspects from the book. but someone had mentioned, based off of the books, Circus Baby's Pizza World, and I thought that was a horrifyingly great idea. If you don't know, in the book Five Nights at Freddy's: The Fourth Closet, the final book in the Silver Eyes trilogy, the new pizza restaurant in the region is Circus Baby's Pizza World, and it holds a very dark secret. There's a lot of rooms. There's even an underground section. It reminds me, thinking back on it, it reminds me of the game map from Dead by Daylight, from the Jigsaw chapter, and that there was like a underground mirror maze with a glitching Funtime Freddy. It was just super scary the way that the book described it, and I feel like that if it was transferred from paper into video game, that would be insanely terrifying to run into Springtrap into. I think that would be horrifying. The last thing I want to go over is the survivors. A lot of people backed the fact of Charlie being the survivor, and a lot of people hated it. A lot of people said that it should be Michael Afton, which is the main protagonist, which I didn't know this, was the main protagonist in the first 3 games and the last 3 games, completely ignoring Five Nights at Freddy's 4. My only issue with Michael Afton is what happens to him in Sister Location, and his change over the course of the games. If we were talking about Michael Afton as unchanged in between the first game and the last game, in the main storyline anyway, of the series, then it would make complete sense for Michael Afton to be the next guy. But because of what happened in Sister Location with Ennard, and what happened in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, those aspects of a slight corruption within his spirit kind of make him not as pure of a soul to feed off of for the entity. I would see him more as another killer with Ennard inside of him, which is why I view him as a new skin for Springtrap. Springtrap, in my opinion, could have a ton of skins, from the original Spring Bonnie suit to the torn apart kind of ragged suit from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, the original purple guy, and I feel like because, as a father and son situation, because of the entity of Ennard inside of Michael, as some form of darkness, I feel like it would be nice to have a Michael Afton scooped skin for Springtrap, like showing a little bit of Ennard outside of his gut, and his gut is torn open, and stuff like that. I think that would be great. I don't see him as a survivor. However, a lot of people have been mentioning other characters. A lot of people have mentioned John from the books, who is human. If you didn't know, it was revealed in the last book that Charlie is a robot built by Henry, just like the other animatronics. And it would make sense to have a more human survivor, and John definitely fits the bill for that. We just don't know that much about him. Henry would definitely be a great cause. No one knows what he looks like, so it'd be a great reveal if Scott decided to use Henry as the survivor, as the main arch nemesis against Springtrap, with his awesome Twilight Zone voice from Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. It just would be so cool. And then I think the last thing that we talked about in terms of a survivor was the child from Five Nights at Freddy's 4. And the reason the child wouldn't work is because he's too small. A lot of people have wanted Chucky as a killer in Dead by Daylight and thought it would really work. And I agree. I think as a killer, Chucky would be pretty terrifying. The issue is how small he is. He can literally do everything. I'm pretty sure he's small enough he could run under a pallet if anybody ever played as him. And that's a huge disadvantage to the survivors. And it would be even more of a disadvantage to the killer if the survivor that he's trying to swing at is too small and he has to like look at the ground to be able to hit him. You know what I mean? So the killer has to be paired with a survivor, which both need to fit a certain size requirement. Otherwise, they're not going to work. The Demogorgon, for example, is bigger than all of the other killers, but he is hunched over. He is kind of bending over, and has a different kind of stance too. So it makes him the right height. Springtrap is the proper height for a killer, but in terms of a survivor, we only have limited options, and I think the perfect candidate is Charlie. And the last thing, I know I said that the last thing was the survivor, but the last thing I wanted to mention was the skins for Legion. I know that a lot of people were kind of upset when I mentioned that the Five Nights at Freddy's crew of Foxy, Bonnie, Chica, Freddy could be the skins for Legion, just like the bunny mascot suits that came with the Silent Hill DLC. And I understand your frustration. I understand your opinion. It was something that I was just barely thinking about. Someone had mentioned in the comments the bullies from Five Nights at Freddy's 4, how they were just people. Like, it wasn't the actual animatronics. It wouldn't change their abilities, but they were wearing the different masks of the animatronics. And it is because of that that makes me feel like that would be even more perfect. If each skin for the Legion for the Five Nights at Freddy's DLC was the bullies from the end of FNAF 4, would be a really great idea, in my opinion. I think that would work a lot better. I can't really update the petition. I can't change the description. So maybe we'll get some different stuff. Maybe we'll get the stuff, like I said, the bully costumes and everything, instead of what is on the petition when the devs decide to eventually do this. But who knows? I can't do anything about the petition now. It's got way more than 1,000 signatures already, and it just keeps growing from there. So it's that kind of stuff that makes me feel like the bully skins would be perfect. And I just want to thank you all for your support. Your support on this whole petition, on the idea of Springtrap. I want to say that the original inventor of the chase music that kind of made this topic revitalize itself, the original creator of the chase music was commenting on my video and agreed with the Springtrap idea. He didn't like the survivor and didn't like the skin idea for the Legion, but he enjoyed the idea of Springtrap and a map and enjoyed that very much. I mean, he's the one who made the chase music for it. He's the one that came up with that idea in the first place. So all kudos to him. But it's just amazing how people can come together like that. I know a lot of people are saying that I kind of stole the idea from him. I did not steal anything from him as much as just his original video on the Chase remix made me think. And my video, the previous video, was all my original thoughts and original ideas. And he respected that, and he liked it, and he signed the petition and everything. So I greatly appreciate, I think his name is Seismatic. I greatly appreciate your support, Seismatic, and I greatly appreciate everyone else's support on my channel. I have doubled in the amount of subscribers overnight, over 2 nights actually, 2 days, and it is just so jaw-dropping for me. I really appreciate everyone's support. And I can't wait to hear more from you guys. I can't wait to hear more comments. I can't wait to hear more about your thoughts on Springtrap and Dead by Daylight. And I really hope that our petition gets noticed. I learned that you can now chip in money to the petition. It doesn't make you pay money. It's just a donation. And every donation that amounts in total, like if one guy donates 5 and the other guy donates 10, if it totals up to $20, the petition will be shared to a random group of 250 people to be signed. So every donation helps, every signature helps. We will get noticed, and we will get Springtrap into this game. I guarantee it. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell for more videos like this. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!